Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Mix-Up, and I'm joined by Jordan and Jordan. And of course, we have as a special guest today, Dalton, our producer. Hi, Dalton. This is one of the most amazing times of the year for us on our on Hall of Game. We always love Apex Legends. We are a fan here, and today we have a new season, and we're back with some new content. So first things first, I want to ask you guys, how are you doing? Hicks, how you doing today, buddy?
Not the best, but we're gonna get through this.
Hey, man.
Not the best. I'm here though. I'm here. I'm ready to pod.
Hang in there, brother. How we doing today, Jordan?
Rest in peace, Kobe. I'm doing great.
Jesus.
I had to say it.
I have to, and then I have to look up, and Kobe's on my like. He's everywhere, dude.
Man.
This is tough.
Dang, man, that hit hard. We could take a moment of silence for that, for real. No jokes. All right, then we move. How are you doing today, Dawn?
Sixers beat the Lakers the other day, so I'm doing pretty damn well. That's gonna last. That high is gonna last me a month. I'm good. I'm golden. Tobias
good,
max contract Harris with the game winner.
I can't believe they let discount J. Cole hit a jumper to beat the GOAT. To beat you. That's over you, bro. That must have been conflicting. To watch Tobias Harris hit a jumper over you, man. That's crazy.
He had to slay the balding hero Alex Caruso, but I'm with it. This man right here beat the Lakers. Thank you. I rest my case.
Every dog has his day, I guess.
Hey, this isn't a basketball episode, but Utah #1. Let's go.
Because we lost.
And then we won. So you should probably do that more often.
But you know what?
often.
Hall of Game is a lifelong
Cheeks finally get
Jazz
good.
fan. The music and the team. So, shout out Jazz. Shout out Jazz Hands. But let's get into it today. We're gonna talk about the new. What are you doing? For people who are just listening right now, Jordan is looking hype right now. What is up, man?
Jazz hands, baby. You said jazz hands. I was giving you jazz hands, jazz shoulders.
Oh my god.
I think that second instance was spirit fingers, not jazz hands. There's a difference. There's a marked difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
That's spirit fingers. That's jazz hands. There you go.
I'm doing that.
What
Don't
if I
look
do
at me in the eyes and do that.
Yeah. That's making us feel really uncomfortable. Okay.
How you throwing up gang signs on the camera?
He's
What are you
doing
talking
hand
about?
signs. He's doing hand signs. It's
I
different.
know no Naruto. What is Naruto?
It's Japanese gangbang. It's different.
Naruto Shippuden.
Naruto.
Naruto Shippuden.
Oh.
Naruto, please don't say it that way. That is
That's all I was trying to. That's all I was trying to tell him. Mixed up.
that sounds like mayonnaise.
Michael B. Jordan.
Like,
That's
why are
Michael B.
you saying
Jordan.
that?
That's Michael B. Jordan's. That's how Michael B. Jordan does. That's all I'm saying.
Why are you putting me on mix up side right now?
Mix-Up, how are you doing today? Somebody's got to ask you because these two were.
Oh, that's very kind
Me?
of you. I'm actually, mentally, I'm throwing up jazz finger hands too. I'm having a good day, yo. I'm excited about the next season of Apex. So let's get into it, man. So we just had a trailer that dropped. The season name is going to be called Mayhem. We just found that out. And just want to know what's everybody's impression so far of the new character. What do you guys think?
I like that he's Australian. I'm with it. I like the eye patch. The mullet's really cool. That's all I know. I watched the trailer like right before we started filming this. I have no idea. I'm with it though. I'm gonna main him just because he's got an Australian accent. That's it. That's all I know.
He seems cool. Abilities seem fun but underwhelming.
I can't wait. That'll be our first topic on if we think he's gonna be good. I actually am on the opposite side of you on that one. But we'll get back to it. What about you, Hicks? What do you think?
Kind of on the Dalton's spectrum here. Really just saw it, so I'm not too sure what to think yet.
You know what? I saw a comment under the trailer, and he said that character is the definition of that's not a knife. This is a knife. You know, from Crocodile Dundee. And I was like, that's the perfect way to just.
Don't do it.
Oh snap!
Don't do it, Jordan Johnson.
Oh,
Oh, snap. This man.
why do you have a knife right there?
Don't pull off the knife, Jamal.
So Jamal. My name is Jordan.
No, it's that RDC skit. Remember?
Yes. No. I got it.
Okay, got it. Okay. We're on the same page.
Honestly, I will say I do
secrets.
like the fact that like he can shoot like handhelds and explosives, and they kind of went back to the old thing of adding an extra grenade slot for him.
Yo,
Yeah.
I want to say that's the biggest scam. I think
Yeah.
that's the biggest scam I've ever heard. It's like, yo, we took out 2 grenades. We're gonna switch it to 1. Hey, do you want it back as an actual character? I was like,
Like,
they literally
no.
took out something that we had and made it into a character.
But I'm
TBT,
with
teaser
you. But
one.
you gotta realize, remember how it was? Like, if you one person on your team went down, all of a sudden there was 15 nades from all sides. You were just done.
Loved it. I loved it.
15
Yes,
nades.
See,
there was,
I remember one time me and Chris were playing. He's like, "Hey, you need to start stacking 8 nades." I was like, "Why? That's so many spaces." And then one time we just rained down. I was like, "We don't got a Gibby, but we got an airstrike coming."
For those of you who don't know,
So,
Jordan's a masochist. He likes taking punishment. He likes the things that we all hate when we play Apex, like
I
hot
mean,
drops
yeah.
and dying as soon as you land. I mean, he can't get enough of it.
It makes it more
sense.
fun.
It makes sense.
It makes the game
Makes
more fun.
more fun.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
It does, because we talked about it on old episodes. Like, I know how to play the game right. I got up to diamond. That was not fun.
But like,
That
I'm
was
just saying,
not fun to me.
we played yesterday, and we had like 6 hot drops in a row where we landed, got nothing, and got killed. And Jordan's just like rolling with it, like, let's do it again. I don't want to do that. It's not fun. It's not fun. Getting bombarded
mean,
by grenades.
I'm with
It's
you.
not fun.
I still, we have like a 10% win percentage this season, which is way higher than most people.
I mean,
So
I'm not
something's
debating.
working.
I'm not debating that, but I'm just saying we're not winning the
No,
games where
I'm just
we're
trying
like,
to
We're winning a lot.
where we're
we're
like
winning a
Jordan,
lot.
Jordan
Something's
punishing
wrong.
us.
I'm with Dalton on that because we've like when we were streaming and stuff, it was like difficult. It's nice when you're streaming because things are exciting, but like after you're like die 3-4 times, I was like, okay, let's land a little bit far from the hot drop, and then we
Thank
can
you.
rotate in there and take the fight.
Okay.
Like, we can run right next to the hot
Yes,
drop and then rotate.
but mix up always just be running off.
Oh, here we go.
Like,
This
he
now
was
we're
being-
potted today. now
Take
Oh,
no
now here
prisoners.
we go.
Huh?
Ding ding ding. Here
He's
we
like, "Hey
go.
guys, I'm over here. Wait, hold up. Me and Dalton are on the other side of the map." He's like, "I'm a mirage." He's like, "I'm a mirage."
I literally
Okay, I do have to say the last time me, you, and Jordan played Mix Up, you ran off, and we were like, "Where's Mix Up?" And he's on the other side of the map almost. I'm like,
and I'm literally and I'm letting you know. I
Mix-
promise you, I
we
remember
won that game too,
specifically
I
one
think.
time-
Every time.
Yes,
Every
I
time.
specifically pushed the team. I said, "Hey, I'm moving in. I'm gonna go a little bit of go ahead right now." I dropped 2 of them, and literally it was the last person that I couldn't take out. And then I get killed and finished, and then you guys can't wipe the last person. And you guys like, "What happened, man? Why'd you die?" I'm like, "I literally told you guys I was going."
But why'd
ahead."
you leave? Why'd you leave in the first place? This is mix up. I'm using my. Okay, I'm going. I need Chris. Hey, Chris, edit me out right here. Just make me disappear like Mirage, because that's straight up mixed up every
Wow.
time.
He's gonna edit like a cardboard cutout of Mirage in front of you.
Oh, please.
Oh my goodness. But to get back on subject, so Fuse, my thoughts on it, I've been kind of, doing a deep dive because on my TikTok at mixup_master, not a plug, I put a lot of the updated news on it, so I've been following it kind of closely. And one, his passive, not only being able to double stack grenades, but being able to fling them like a slingshot, like a weapon. I think that's going to be very powerful. That might be more powerful than the rest of his kit because, one, he can double stack them, and then 2, imagine being able to like shoot arc stars like snipers, and they stick to people, and that's gonna like down them. Like, you know what I mean? I think that's gonna be a really strong ability, being able to get them through windows, to directly hit somebody. And I just think that he's gonna change the way that people like. He's gonna be like the type of person that can like push you out of your spots that you're trying to hold down. So I think he's actually gonna be really good, and I think he's gonna be like change the meta, or at least at first.
I'm gonna say the reasons why I just don't see him doing that. I see him being like a super fun person, kind of like Octane, but doesn't help the team as much as other players in the meta. Because I mean, if we just kind of look at it, players that are more offensive tend to not end up in the meta. Like all the top teams except for maybe like Bloodhound, where you would consider him an offensive player, and that was after a whole bunch of patch updates to finally make him like viable. Like there's the Gibby, the Pathfinder. So like movement characters and defensive players have still like kind of taken over Apex over this past year. I can see you getting a lot of kills with him, but I don't see like the competition community using him.
See, that's I think it's a perspective of how you're looking at it, because I 100% agree with that. But what if you can shoot his ult right over yourself and use it the same way Gibby uses his, to put a ring of fire around your team to stop a team from pushing you? Like, there's so many things that factor into that, a character being a good offensive or defensive character.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I just don't. But you can shoot like the thing about it makes it different for Gibby is that you can put up that dome. I was like, unless you like break the line of sight, like sure they're not going to be able to push you maybe like super close, but they're going to be close enough to shoot at you. And especially now with like you have the Horizons, you have Octanes, you have all these movement characters. I don't think it's going to be super hard to get inside of that ring of fire.
No, you may be right. I don't think that's his strongest ability, but I was just using that as a for instance of a situational way that you can use it, because I think I agree with you. For the most part, like movement characters and defensive characters, but that doesn't mean that a character can't be used that way, even if they're not necessarily inclined. Because Wraith is an offensive character, but her ability gives you so much different her ultimate gives you so many different options on way to use that. If you want to use it to push a team and get in close, or you want to use it to get away. So I think that it really depends. Like, her class is offensive, like obviously she's a character that can move people, but I'm just saying it's really about how you use those abilities. So I'm a little bit less skeptical than you on how that people can use it, because think about it, if he can shoot that his tactical, which is the launcher, to break down doors. People playing on doors is such a big part of the game. So you never know. So we'll see though.
But won't he? But like think about like in competition, he's gonna get negated by Watson pretty easily.
Yeah, Watson's gonna be a really good counter.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm not talking about like in pubs. In pubs, I think he's gonna be amazing. I think he's gonna be like, you're gonna be able to like mess with teams a lot. But like if you're thinking about composition for like high level ranked, or even like when you see like these tournaments, like no one's gonna be playing Fuse to push a Watson, a Gibby, and a Pathfinder. I just don't see it. I think he is going to be a great offensive character. I just don't see him being an offensive, like to the level where he can break something down.
I get what you're saying. I definitely see him being more effective, and that's for a lot of characters. There's literally only about 4 characters that win in tournament right now. It's like Gibby, Watson, and Wraith. And then
Bloodhounds
they rotate after that though. After those 3 characters, the percentage of pick rate and win rate in tournaments drops down to like 20%, while like the other are like 15 or 10%, while the other ones are like 25, 30%. Like Wraith is like I think 33%, which is like literally means every team. That's the highest rate that you can pick. Every team has the Wraith.
See, like I feel like and you're giving up a lot of mobility, but I feel like one of the only compositions that might like that could use Fuse, that could really like mess up like a meta, would be like Caustic, Crypto, and Fuse.
Or how about this? Gibby and Fuse, because you put the ring down and you have to either choose to stay inside the ring and get blasted, or catch on fire.
Hey, we're fighting in here, brother.
inside the whole time. Oh,
No, but I think
gonna be
you make
fun.
good point. I think you make some good points there because the characters at the top there, especially with Watson. Watson's like a hard counter to him for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Honestly,
Jordan, Dalton, thoughts?
I just started playing Apex again maybe 2-3 weeks ago with you, Jordan. Like really getting back into it. So
Yeah.
I have
We're,
no idea.
We're wanting to know from your perspective of someone who's looking at it from the outside. A lot of people who are going to be listening to this anyway probably haven't seen it or maybe have only just seen it like you.
No,
have,
and that's
so.
true. That's true. But like I have no idea what impact it's going to have on gameplay.
Yeah.
I
you
really.
played enough games. to
Well, I
know.
know. I'm gonna say I really do genuinely like his ability to throw grenades more accurately, further, faster, blah blah blah. I think that's gonna be great for someone like me. I use grenades a lot. I don't know how everything else is gonna impact the game. I've been using Bloodhound for the last 2-3 weeks because that's the one guy I have unlocked on PC because not everything's transferred over. I'm trying to like get my PC catalog up, get my players or my characters unlocked and everything like that. I didn't like Horizon. I just can't use her. I'm not used to it. But I like offensive characters. I like Wraith. I like Bloodhound. I don't see a reason why I won't like Fuse. That's it. That's it. You know, I'm gonna use him. I feel like I'm gonna like him.
That makes sense though, because Dalton always forgets to use his abilities. So just being able to use offensive abilities and like chuck 16 grenades is gonna suit like Dalton's playstyle because I was like, hey Dalton, you're playing his Horizon. Maybe you wanna.
I have a
Go up
gun.
somewhere.
I have a gun. What do I need a thing for that lifts me up in the air? I don't know.
See?
I
See?
forget.
Yeah,
I forget
you
to
know
use
what?
my
You're-
abilities. That's it.
Maybe you should be silent. I'm just kidding. You're right. You're right. You know what? I
Oh,
spoke too soon. I really tried to
Oh my
give you the
God.
benefit of a doubt, and I was wrong.
honestly,
Hey.
You're right.
Hey, Dalton's favorite mode is Dummy's Big Day.
We're-
You're not wrong.
honestly, I might need
He's like
Jordan.
just straight guns.
I might need Jordan to pick Gibby and then Dalton to pick Fuse so I can play Watson because I really want to see what happens when they both throw their ults down. Because his ult looks kind of insane. I'm honestly wondering how effective it's going to be. But if Gibby and him are doing that, that could be very interesting to me. I would like to see.
Even if
I wanna
it's
see
just
And
a thermite, you know what I mean, where it just
Yeah.
does like it just does the
Yeah.
damage, the DOT of a thermite.
Yeah.
It slows you
Yeah, but
down.
I imagine
I'll
that's
take
what it's
it.
gonna be.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But like I that's
Might
I
be
like that.
enough, yeah.
I like that.
That's gonna be probably at
I-
least 20 damage to get. Like, just I was
Right.
like kind of looking at how thick it was. I feel like it would be like 20 damage to get through that at least.
It's already better
So
than
what
Bangalore's ult. That's all I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
to
which
me,
I
it sits
don't
here
know.
above Bangalore's ult because
Yeah.
it's usable. There's no delay. Like I can just run out of a
Yeah.
Bangalore ult field
Buff
still.
Bangalore, please.
Yes, I agree with you. That
Been
was
asking-
extremely
Bangalore's not better.
loud.
They did make them
By the
explode
way.
faster.
I've been asking for
They
a
did.
Bangalore buff for years. so I
They
don't know.
did. They did in the last season make it so that they blow up faster, and I have gotten hit by more of them. I don't know about you guys, but
No.
I've got hit by
I
way more of
have,
them than I ever did.
and the fact that it slows you down and dumbs you is fine, but like it just doesn't do
So
any
annoying.
damage. And it's like I don't know if it's just that people don't use them correctly because I've seldom encountered a team that like drops it and pushes when they drop it and gets us
Right.
like they drop it.
Yeah,
I'm
There you go.
I'm dumbed and slowed for 10 seconds and then it's like okay, well that was it didn't do anything to me. The team didn't push when I'm slowed and use that to their advantage. So, to me, it's like I don't know. I feel like in terms of ease of use and like amateurs and lack of strategy, I feel like Fuse's ability should work better. It should just work.
Me and Dalton were
Should
playing
work
the other day against a Bangalore, and I was like, Dalton, just stand here and just take it. And we stood there and took it, healed, and then shot them. Like,
Yeah,
And
that's
see,
kind of ridiculous.
Like I said,
I don't understand.
like it's not even as powerful as Gibby's, which is kind of that's like it feels like it doesn't do as much damage, or it's just not as clustered in, huh?
Yeah.
and see
That's
the thing is
60
that like
yeah.
It does the same. Okay, well
You-
then Gibby's is more clustered, so you can get hit by more of them at the same
Yeah.
time.
And
Yeah,
in the same
exactly.
spot. Yeah.
the thing that sucks about
Gibby's is pretty.
about Bangalore's ult too is that like there's little holes or areas that you can find in that field where it's like you can completely just escape.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like there's
I
uneven
usually
ground
escape it. I
and
barely
you can
get hit.
just
Yeah.
hide along a wall and you're just at a range of all of the missiles around you and it's like it's such
Hit
a
radius
waste.
isn't great.
Sucks,
It's a waste.
You know?
Yo, like, how do you dodge a Bangalore ult?
Literally, just move over to the side. Like, I don't even worry. Like, oh, here we go. I'm gonna move
Yo,
over.
Bangalore,
We'll just do this.
Bangalore does
Pick
not
up the
deserve
third.
this kind of slander. Okay.
I love Bangalore, but I can't. I stopped using her a long time ago because I was literally just useless out there. Half the
Dude,
time. It was really
I
useless.
wish you played the game, Hicks, when it first came out, because Bangalore was one of the best characters. She had her
She was
double
black
time
and could run fast.
used to she used
Oh,
oh my
Yo,
god.
taking this pod.
Rogue Company did this.
You
Thing.
have
Wait, can we talk about Apex? Just real quick sidebar. Apex and Rogue Company put in a black woman that could run fast in both their games as their starter characters. I'm just saying that we don't.
Have you never seen the Olympics?
We don't. Look, I'm just saying we don't need to talk about it. I just want to point that out.
I was gonna make a point about how
Picks
I
is very
like
impressive.
Bangalore's passive, and I like her
What are you saying, Dalton, about black people?
I'm gonna see myself
What were you gonna
out
say now?
because this podcast is getting very uncomfortable, and I don't appreciate that. I was gonna say I'm a big fan of her passive and her secondary ability. I just don't like her ultimate. I think the ability to run fast when you're under
Yeah.
fire is
It's a real
Hey.
credit to her race, right, Dalton?
We're rolling credits now. I don't even. Nobody's gonna hear this part of the podcast. We're rolling credits 2 minutes ago. I'm telling
Oh
Chris to
my
cut it. We're at 22 minutes. I don't care.
Got it. All right. Hey, Mixo, can we talk about the 30-30 repeater? Can you tell us about it?
Yes. All right, 30-30 repeater. It takes the slot of basically the rifle for the heavy weapons. It's gonna be basically a slower G7 scout that does more damage. So it'll be, and then also has a charge feature on it too. So I believe uncharged shots do, body shots do like 47, and then charged ones do 60, and then headshots do something like
100. 100 to the
87,
dome.
and then charged shots do 100.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
It looks like the shotgun from Terminator.
Yeah, initially when I saw the video, I thought it was a shotgun, but hearing that changes. It's totally different, huh? I'm interested.
I love repeaters. I love the Old West like theme of it.
Mhm.
I am only using two 30-30 repeaters. Like that's my primary and my secondary weapon. I hope you guys are prepared to play
How?
with me.
How?
I'm picking
You
up
better
two
have that
30-30
new-
repeaters,
How?
and that's it.
How?
What do
You
you
better have
what do you
that
mean-
new
what do you-
gold,
what do you mean
mag.
how? What do you mean how?
How?
You just pick two of
can't
them
wait.
up, and you use two of them. It's easy. It's
Effectively?
elementary. It's like, yeah.
He's gonna have like 60. He's gonna even need like 60 ammo because it'll be.
Right? Like, you better hit all your shots, bro.
He's
Single
gonna have like
fire?
60 ammo, and the rest is gonna be
Your
grenades.
Dalton, your accuracy must be insane.
I already no. See, it's just the opposite. I already don't hit shots with every other gun. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna get
So
this
you're gonna
gun.
go to a single shot?
I'm just not gonna hit shots, and I'm gonna be happy though. That's it. To me.
I'm gonna give it a try, but I don't see. I mean, sure, it does a lot of damage, but I feel like I do so much damage on single fire weapons with the Hemlock with a 3 times that I'm gonna have to see with the rate of fire difference how I'm gonna like using that because I don't really like slow rate of fire guns.
And you said it was slower than the G7, right? I already don't like the G7.
Super
In all
slow.
honesty, I can use the G7 at mid to long range. At short range, I can't use it to save my life. So to me, that's all the 30-30 repeater is going to be. It's just going to be a pseudo sniper. It's just going to be okay. Hey,
So,
I'll slap a 4 times on it, and then just take my
The
shots.
shots did look straighter than the G7 because the G7 had
Yeah.
that little thing.
all right. So just for information, in case Dalton doesn't know or our listeners don't know, one of the big issues with Apex that people were having, specifically with Kings Canyon, is that it was too small and that it had so many choke points that you were getting third party while you were doing third party.
Yeah.
Are you calling me?
Those people,
Are you calling me stupid, Darian? Because I heard that.
no, but I was saying because you said you're just getting back into it in the last 2 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Okay. I'm watching you though.
Okay, whoa,
I'm watching you.
whoa. So
Oh, Dalton.
all right. Whoa.
Ooh, Chris, mute that, please. Cut that whole section out right there.
Will I get fired if I walk off this set? Will I get fired if I get walked
In
Please.
3, 2, 1. Whoa, Dalton. Whoa. All right.
Let's go. Please. Please.
As I was saying, so that was one of the big issues with it. So they're trying to expand Kings Canyon. If you look in the trailer, they blew up that big backdrop that was behind one part of the map. I
Like
can't
to the
remember
north
right now.
by like, what is it called? Artillery? Like that area?
Artillery, yes. Behind
Yeah,
that,
okay.
that part's getting opened up, and a lot of the areas that were choke points have gotten quote unquote destroyed. So they're trying to make it so that it's a bigger map, so that you don't have as much of that that issue anymore. Because it was frustrating when you're having to fight uphill, and there's a team up there already positioned, and you did all the right rotating and did things right, but just because they had the better position, that you got screwed. So they're trying to change that, and that's also why they're trying to go towards more of a mid-range meta and not so much 99. So I actually see people picking up these weapons, the G7 Scout, the snipers, and the repeater. I think this is a good time for them to introduce it, because they're trying to go towards more of a mid-range to close-range meta, versus right now it's really a close-range meta. You really don't have to carry anything like long distance, really. Like sniping triple takes like for fun, if you if you really want to do that.
Hey.
Yeah,
Hey.
I run R99 and Hemlock single fire with a 2 to 4 or a 3 times, and that is, or I'll use the G7 if I find the G7 before the Hemlock. But those are what I'm using. So I mean that suits me if they're trying to push it to that meta. I like close and mid range anyway.
Me too. I think there adds more nuance to just getting pushed and overwhelmed by people with R99s. I think I like that a lot better. Like, oh, okay, you downed me because you have better aim than I did. Okay, not because I'm getting triple stack fired. So I do like that as well. What about you, Hicks? What are your primary weapons that you're usually running?
Triple take R99, honestly, because I can hit from triple take from pretty much any range. Pretty accurate with that. The 3 times on the triple take and the R99, of course, for the most part. I don't even pick up the 301. I don't ever pick up the G7 Scout anymore. No other snipers really. Sometimes if I'm feeling risque, I'll pick up a Peacekeeper if I see it or something. But like, I think at one point I was actually running a lot of Eva, like a lot of Eva double tap on Eva and the R99. That was fun too, honestly, especially for close range battles. But really, just R99 triple take anytime I get my hands on it.
Also, to the the last thing that I wanted to cover is just some of the notable. One, we got to cover the mag. So they're also introducing a new magazine.
Game breaking.
I don't think so, but we're gonna get into that. The hot take right here is it's gonna break the game, but it's a gold extended mag. You can use it on all weapon types, and the way that it works is it's the same as any purple extended mag, but after you've holstered it for 5.5 seconds, it will your weapon automatically will reload. So it's definitely going to make it
break
so
the
that
game.
you can get your it's gonna be helpful, but I mean
5.5 seconds is a lot less time than I thought they were gonna. Because I
Yeah,
hadn't seen a time yet, and I assumed it was gonna be longer than that. We did read the developer comments on Reddit where they were like, "We settled on a time, and we understand that we can change that. We can elongate the time that it takes if need be." And so I mean, it's I'm not against it. Like I think it's an awesome idea. I don't think it's game breaking, and like I mean, it's an easily fixable problem if it proves to be one. I'm with it. I like it. I don't know.
That's 3 whole mags. If you're in like something where you're going like back and forth with somebody, like jumping over boxes and all that kind of stuff, and they pull out that 3rd mag while you're like trying to reload, it's not looking good for you.
That's true, but it does take a little bit of time to pull out a weapon. It's almost like comparable to like half of a reload. It's not like you're just instantly. It's not like it's a wingman. I mean, you could have a wingman and do that, but it's not that. You wouldn't want it on a weapon like that because it's not really gonna be that good of a change. But I see it being like somebody having it on their secondary, like their 99, and then they have a like a what is it called again? Like a Spitfire, and a Spitfire takes longer than 5 seconds to empty the clip on heavy. So then your other weapon's reloaded by the time you empty that clip.
So it's just in that meta. Just say they go full season 1. That's 155. No, wait. No, that's even more shots than that. 55 times 3. Do the math, Jordan. I know you're good at that.
55 times 3. 165?
165, yeah.
That's a lot of shots.
Well, for someone like me who's getting back into the game, and I would consider myself an amateur at this point, it's nice for me because I see it as being, I'm in a firefight, I run out of bullets with one gun, I switch to the next one, the fight finishes, I don't forget to reload that weapon. You know what I mean? That weapon that I just holstered, that was empty, I see it as just like, okay, hey, that's going to be reloaded for the next fight. Like, that's me. Like, I forget to, at this point, because I haven't played shooters regularly since this whole pandemic started, I see myself as, okay, hey, it's just going to save me some very painful experiences after fights where it's like, oh, crap, I forgot to reload my secondary. That's for me the big appeal of it. Like, I'm sure for you guys it'll be way better in actual fights, but I'm not going to give it the numbers on
this. I think this could be pretty crazy. Like there's a lot of fights where I feel like I lose because of that stupid thing that happens when I'm trying to switch guns and reload. So if they work in the way I think it's going to work, if you get into those type of fights and you have good aim, and especially if you pair it, I think it's going to be especially important to get to pair it with the right weapon. Depending on what that second weapon is going to be. Like if you do with ones with slower fire rates, like the G7 Scout or shotgun, that might help you if you pick that up and things like that. But it's going to be good for the people that know how to utilize it. So I'm probably more closer to it being game breaking than not in this instance.
I mean, I can imagine like the nightmare of somebody having like 2 Spitfires with both have gold mags. And it's just literally never ever.
Like that's 60,
and you never have to reload because it takes longer than 5.5 seconds.
I didn't even think about 2 gold mags. Jeez.
That's bruh. If you have 2, that's where it has to be breaking.
Yeah, that's
for sure. It's over the top. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
they might have to. Apex, you might have to actually fix that.
Apex, fix this right now. If you don't fix it, I'm coming with 2 Spitfires like this. Day 1.
Put the Spitfires back into the loot drops. They're like, nah.
I definitely think. I think that it's gonna be something that's cool. I think, of course, if it gets too out of hand, but I think it could be like a really smart play. Like you could feel like you're doing something, or like I know there's a lot of times, like he said, where you like finish a fight and you're trying to heal and you never got a chance to reload your weapon because you were healing, and then someone pulls up on you and you're like, okay, now I'm ready to go. So
Dalton just forgets.
But see, like I'm at this point, I'm an average player at this point. So it's like for me, for like the average person, it's like, okay, cool, that's gonna come in handy.
Dalton, we got 7th or 8th place in an amateur tournament. We're pretty much like pros at this point.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
All right, before we close out, there's 2 more things I wanted to cover very briefly. So a couple of the notable nerfs and buffs that we're supposed to be getting. There's nothing confirmed yet, but a lot of stuff that's been said by developers and discussed. Rampart, who's like notoriously terrible right now in the game, low pick rate and win rate. They're going to be adding 45 damage to her walls when they're being built. I know. I like Rampart though. I think she has potential if they get it right. They're gonna, thank goodness, I'm really happy about this.
They're giving Wraith a wagon. I had to say it.
Give me some home cooking. No, but they're also gonna be they're supposed to be nerfing her again, and making it so that her hitbox is 15% bigger.
That's that wagon.
but they're gonna make her abilities feel better than they used to, because her having to stand there for a second and throw up a hand seal is kind of like whack to her kit. So, and then
You guys can't see this, but Jordan's throwing up gang signs again.
we're trying to ignore it, man. The kids.
What do
man.
you? They're not gang signs.
They're Japanese gang signs. They're
Naruto.
Japanese gang signs. Okay.
Can we wrap on the most regrettable episode of Holo Game ever, please?
This might be the best one that we've ever recorded.
No, wait. Honestly, if you think about everything that happened like everything that happened before we started recording, it might be like that.
That's maybe one of the.
That would be that's potting right there.
Hey, listen. If you guys if you guys go on Twitter, make it trend to release the Snyder cut of our
Nope.
Apollo game. We'll show you. We'll show you the.
This is staying on my hard drive, and maybe in 20 or 30 years we'll drop it. But that's it. I'm not.
Maybe.
I'm not. Maybe.
Last thing, my favorite character and main character, Mirage, they're gonna fix the footsteps of the decoys so that you can actually hear them. So
Thank God.
watch out, internet. I'm coming for you guys. All right, and that that was all I wanted to add. So,
Bet.
all right, we're gonna call it on that. Hall of Game over and out.
Invest in Doge.
You're
Oh,
Doge to the moon.
Dogecoin.
oh,
Not financial advice, but buy Dogecoin. Thank you.